is my demo bit. Right, so this is a bit advanced for the year 9, 8, because what I'm going to do today is a bit of organic chemistry. So I was going to do a bit of GCSE Organic and then a bit of A-level Organic based on what we've got in the classroom. Have you done any organic yet, Ahmed?
Yeah. So I did all of year 12 organic, and we've just done carboxylic acids and esters.
Okay. Right, okay. I've been doing benzene ring with the group. That's what I started with. Right, okay. So Ian's phone doesn't know because his daughter's up in Edinburgh. Right, so I'll start with some little basic sort of stuff to see what you know. And this will be all new for you, okay, Farhad? I usually use an interactive whiteboard, but I'm using the slide here instead today. And I usually have this up here as well, so it can help me. So on the interactive whiteboard, you can write on this, but for this, you can't at the moment. Right. So organic chemistry is about carbon chemistry. Oh, wrong colour really for that. So it's all everything to do with carbons. So it's like humans, because we're carbon based, animals. What else is carbon based? Plants, aren't they? So it's all to do with that. We also talk about crude oil. Have you heard of crude oil? Yeah. So crude oil is made up of not necessarily humans, I hope not anyway, but it's made of plants and animals, and it's made with high temperature and also high pressure. Crude oil is found in the North Atlantic. No, yes, wait a minute. North Sea, it's not the North Atlantic, sorry. So it's found in the North Sea. So that's the easiest one. And then the Middle East. I always think of Texas as well. There's probably other places as well. But those are the ones that I always think of anyway. Do you know of any other places that you get crude oil? No? Okay. So crude oil is then mined. It comes out of the ground and it ends up in various places. So it ends up in, what's it called? I can't think of the places now. There's one down in Port Talbot and there's one in Scarborough. I can't think what they're called at the moment. For refineries, that's it. So they end up in a refinery and they get broken down. Well, so it's the hydrocarbons. Wait a minute, spelled that wrong. Hydrocarbons. And these are made of hydrogen and carbon. And these then, they're very, very long chains. And the way that we write them is like this. That's why I do it in black. It's because of the colour and everything. You can't see it very well, can you? So it's like this. So this is the way we tend to write it. Well, that's one way anyway. And then we put hydrogens around. So do you know anything about the periodic table? You said you were doing some work, didn't you, on it, Farhad? So do you have a periodic table in front of you?
No.
No. Okay. When you go to a chemistry lesson, even when it's a demo, make sure you have a periodic table in front of you. So this is what it looks like. So that you would learn this in year 11. So it's a bit advanced at the moment. And so it's like this. And then there's also, we write it like this as well. That's another way of writing it all out and everything. So, Ahmed, what's this zigzag one called?
Skeletal formula.
That's right. So what's this other one here that I've written with a bit of red in it?
Displayed formula.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And so we tend to write it like that. There's other ways as well of writing it. So we'll write it also like this. That sort of thing as well. So what's that sort of formula called?
Molecular formula.
Well, it's usually called structural formula as opposed to molecular. Have you heard of that one or not?
No.
All right, okay. What board are you doing?
AQA.
Oh, okay, yeah, AQA usually calls it structural. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, they just called it molecular at us. At least that's what my teacher told us to say.
All right, okay. No worries. Okay. Right, so these are all broken down and they're broken down into smaller amounts, these long chains that you can get. And then they're used for various things. So there's like, you know, the petrol in your car comes from this, and the gas that you cook things with also. The diesel that you go by train or by plane with, and you also get solvents. Have you heard of the word solvents? Yeah, so solvents. So I always think of paint. There's tar for the road. And there's probably other stuff that I can't remember. Can you remember any more, Ahmed?
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel. Oh, that's kerosene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kerosene. Okay, so there's quite a lot of things. And then from this, we end up using the smaller ones, the gases. So organic chemistry goes into that. We lost Ian's phone, probably gone through a tunnel or something. So we end up with like CH4, which is methane, and C2H6. And they all end up having names. So you've got methane, and then ethane, and then propane. And the ending depends on the family it's in. Okay. Right. So that's the bit for the beginners. Right. I'll have to rub this off now, because it unfortunately doesn't work like if I go on to the next page, I'll end up still having it. Let me rub it out. So if it was on a whiteboard, it'd stay here. And I put a whiteboard into a portal. Right, so you said you've done hydrocarbons, carboxylic acid, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. If I do the generic then. No. Right, so what would carboxylic acid could go into?
Oh, what do you mean? As in when you react to carboxylic acid?
Yeah, do you know what it changes into?
So you can react it with an alcohol to form an ester. You can reduce it into a aldehyde. And then you further reduce it into a primary alcohol.
Yeah.
And what else does it do? I'm not sure what else it does.
Write that question in the paper, please.
Okay, you can make a nitrile out of it. I don't know if you've done that. Probably not. What else does it do? You can I can't remember. Oh yeah, acyl chloride. Make an acyl chloride out of it. Let's see. I think I've got too many arrows actually. I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, you can remove one of the carbons, so you can react it with soda lime, and then it's decarboxylation. So you can do that. So it's all those things. So this is the way that I teach it, so that then when you come to do the acyl chlorides, we go back the other way, and then the aldehydes as well. So what does an aldehyde look like? What's the ending of it?
Is just, and is an aldehyde just the carboxylic acid without without an oxygen after next to the
Okay.
carbon?
So what's
So
the
it's just C double bond O and hydrogen.
Okay, so I was going to say, what's the carboxylic acid then?
Oh, the carboxylic acid is just an OH instead of a hydrogen.
Like that, you mean? Yeah,
Pardon?
like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two you haven't done then. What's a primary alcohol?
It's just OH, but the carbon is only bonded to another carbon. So there's only one carbon around the primary carbon.
So so if I do this, is it here?
No, that's a secondary.
Okay, so it's on the end.
Yeah.
So right, okay, so what's this group called?
Hydroxyl.
Right, so you have to say the hydroxyl is on the end.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Nester?
Ester is like a carboxylic acid, but you have you can have either a methyl group, ethyl, or any CH3 group coming off the carboxylic carbon.
Okay, what about the rest of it? That's only half of it, an ester.
You need an oxygen also, and then to that oxygen there is a carbon bonded, or it can be any kind of carbon.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What's this called?
Ether. No.
No, not ethyl.
No, that is is it a carboxyl group?
No.
Hmm.
So it's
Is it just the ester?
it's the ester link.
Ester link.
It's very hard to write on this. I'm not using my pen. Right, okay. So you haven't done anything else on that.
Pardon?
So the aldehyde then, how do you know it's an aldehyde and not an alcohol in your bottle?
You can test for it using failing solution or Tollens. You get a silver mirror test. You either get a silver mirror or well, for Tollens it's silver mirror, and for the failing solution it goes from blue to brick red.
Right. Always think of food tests when you did them in year 11. Okay.
Yeah, because isn't failings Benedict solution?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Benedict's. And then you go from blue to red. How would you test for alcohol?
To test for an alcohol, you can you do how do you test for an alcohol again? Can you just do a flame test? Because aren't alcohols flammable?
They are. So I'm done a flame test actually. What colour would they be?
Is it
They-
just like a red orange flame?
Well, when
No,
I
sorry,
burn
colorless
alcohol-
flame. It's a colorless flame.
Let's see, when I burn the hand cream, which has got alcohol in it, it's purple.
Yeah.
Okay. So flame test.
How else can you test for an alcohol?
The other way is wait a minute. If you put some fat in it, it goes white. It's also if you put dichromate in.
Yeah, that's it. You use acidified potassium dichromate, and then doesn't it remain orange
Yeah.
if there's an alcohol present?
When would it change color?
If you get if it gets oxidized. So if you've got a carboxylic acid or a ketone or an aldehyde in there.
So an aldehyde, yeah, ketone as well. Okay, so you mentioned ketones. What are they?
So a ketone is what you get when you oxidize a secondary carbon, and that is a C double bond O group in the middle of the molecule.
There you go. So you know some. Excellent. Does that make you feel better that you actually know some?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this then. Like that. Okay, very good. Right. So have you managed to keep up our had or not? No, it's okay. Don't worry. It's a bit advanced. I did it. So because I never know who's coming into the group. The year 11 dad has just vanished, so I'll contact him later. Right. Right, so I'll have to rub that off now. Well done. So you're pleased now that you actually know some, and you
Yeah.
yeah, I can see the smile.